And welcome to the Not So Late Show. Tonight, our guest will be...
Merpire.
Hey, stop mindlessly scrolling your life away and stay tuned with us at the Not So Late Show on Instagram Live with your host, Brendan Love. All right, welcome everybody to the Not So Late Show. I'm your host, Brendan Love. This is my guest host, Clarice. As you can see from last week, we decided to change the set a little. We're going for Clarice has already had enough. Oh well. We decided to go for a little bit more casual vibe. So we're broadcasting from the lounge room on the couch. Still got the Not So Late Show backdrop in the back there. So we just wanted to keep things a little bit more casual for a Sunday night, you know? Everyone has that horrible Sunday night, got to go to work tomorrow feeling if you're still going to work. So we just want to massage it into you. Just massage Monday into you. And just create a bit of a space to be silly and forget about all of the current events, basically. Tonight we're going to have Merpire on, but before we get to that, I just thought I'd catch you up with some of the happenings that are going on in the Not So Late Show production office. We've got several shows now, so I thought I'd just give you a brief overview of some of the highlights of this week that you may have missed. Please enjoy.
Forehead, you just want to go
This was from Shaving with
the
Brendan.
hairs. It was a close shave. Okay, moving over to the other cheek, up the nose.
This was from Bathing with Clarice.
Clarice, don't have too much fun. Well, you know that saying, happy wife, happy life? I think it should be, dog that doesn't smell like dog shit, happy life.
And this was from Clarice snoring.
Forehead, you just want to...
So as you can see, I mean, plenty happening in the Not So Late Show production offices. Many classic shows coming out. So, you know, stay tuned. I have to say that Bathing Clarice was some of our highest viewership so far. So we could, maybe we'll do that one again. Before we go on further, a quick community announcement for any North Warrandyte residents. It's Red Bin Night tonight. So the Red Bin goes out tonight. Just for all Warrandyte or North Warrandyte fellow residents. But comment in, let us know where you're watching from, and what night is your bin night, and what colour bin is it this week. And while you do that, it'll take some time to say hello to some of the viewers. We've got hey Al, she's watching. We've got Nihimi, maybe, so cute. Hello. Hi from Las Vegas. Well, hello from Warrandyte North. Hi from the Netherlands. Hello, Netherlands. I tell you what, Netherlands, I am missing with all of my heart the stroopwafel. So, can somebody figure out how to get me some of those bad boys? Because I tell you what, I could sure use some of them. Hello, Emily. Hey, Al. Hey, Sezzy Wezzy. Oh, look, we've got the full crew on here tonight. Where are the other band members? That is a good question. So before we get to our guest, Merpire, let's do a little catch-up on some Teskey news. So where are the other band members? Great question. Hello, Ronan. So Josh has gone into a little bit of a reclusive bubble. As you may or may not know, he is expecting his first child literally any minute now. I don't even know the date today, but it's very soon. So he's doing that. So that's his focus at the moment. So that's what he's doing. Sam is living up in the hills where he lives, just spending time with his family, because whenever we tour, obviously, it's hard with the little ones. So he's just having some time with his family. And Liam is doing what Liam always does. He's at home tinkering around in the shed, building things. He's just got his recording studio happening. So if you follow him on Instagram, He's got some cool videos of him using the tape machine and all of that kind of thing. So we're all keeping busy, and me, obviously, I'm flat out, off my feet running this show here. I tell you what, just, you know how long it takes to tape this backdrop up? Oh, that's at least 3.5 minutes. So that's what the band's up to, and a little update that I have to tell everyone. There's been a lot of questions about the live album. Where is the live album? When is the live album coming? Where is the live album? Etc, etc. It was set to come out on World Record Store Day, but obviously with the current events happening, World Record Store Day has been postponed, and so has the release of our live album. But with the help of some of the labels and our very clever management team, Jeremy Furs and Al Parkinson, who are tuned in, we've come up with a pretty exciting and special idea, something a little bit creative, that's going to be a little different than normal to how you release something. So keep an eye on our page, because it is coming, and there's some really exciting things with that release as well. So it is coming. So we're sorry for the delay, but obviously, yes, given the current situation, I think we can all hopefully understand. Now, enough Teskey news. Let's get to our first guest. Now, you know I like to tell a story. This never works. Let me tell you a story. It'd be really funny if I pushed that and it happened. Hang on, let's just practice again. Normally, I tell a story. Let me tell you a story. Yeah, just pretend that happened. Okay, so 2018 was an undeniably huge year for Rhiannon Atkinson Howard, the brainchild behind transfixing nom de guerre, Merpire. Rhiannon has quickly grown from a nascent head-turner to powerful frontrunner of the local indie pop scene. Nestling into her new Melbourne home, the past 12 months have seen Merpire release her debut EP, Endless Chatter, and play a slew of noteworthy live shows, including a sold-out EP launch at the Gasometer. For anyone playing at home, that's where we did our album launch as well. So you see how it's all related. Merpire has supported the likes of Andrew McMahon, Olympia, Fantastic Furniture, and OPEP, and more recently embarked on her biggest run of shows to date, supporting Didiri on his national Measurements tour. And for any fellow brethren and fans, Didiri was on last week, so you can see how this is all coming together. This is a good time to call in, Merpire, if you're watching, by the way. The striking young artist conjures magical moments of danceable introspection, both in the studio and on stage. Backed by a predominantly female live lineup, a Merpire show is usually a playful tease between intimate pop ballads and fully immersive indie rock arrangements. Such a powerful and versatile live presence has already seen Merpire perform standout sets at Big Sound, By the Meadow, Panama, Brunswick Music Festival, and more. And also, she recently released a new single. Here she is. The new single is called Heavy Feeling, and I would highly recommend checking it out. Now, we're just connecting up with Merpire now, so bear with us while, the old internet ain't what it used to be out here in Warrandyte, so hopefully this works all right. Hello!
Hello.
How you going?
Yes, good. There's nothing like your bio being read out while you're looking at the screen.
Yeah, it's just death, isn't it?
Just to give people a background, I get it.
Yeah, well, I should have learnt by now, because every time I do it, particularly back when I used to do the show with people at my house next to me, I'd be reading it out and I could literally feel the cringe. They'd be like, my publicist wrote that.
Yeah, it's 2 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, whose responsibility is it to update, mate? Hey?
Exactly. That horse is right there.
Yeah, there we go.
My publicist, everyone.
I like that you've, Mr. Ed is quite can turn a phrase, I tell you what, in the old bio writing.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the effort you've gone to with the backdrop. Obviously, we've got the Not So Late show scene here, so.
Yeah, my publicist is very attentive so likes to be there for every show, every interview.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of scary.
I was also given a brief of things not to ask about, and
Oh,
apparently the molasses is only portioned out at good gigs. So yes.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um, well, why don't we jump straight into it? And for all the fellow brethren, as we now like to call them, we coined that last week. Why don't we give them a little background on one Merpire?
On one Merpire. Okay. Well, I came up with the name. It's a combination of a mermaid and a vampire smushed together. And I thought of it when I was in primary school, kind of just rolling around the ocean, being a big weirdo. Rolling around the ocean, not what I did. I got distracted by my publicist whispering in the background. I'm gonna go over here and put my phone down so that it stops jittering. Yeah, so I started making music. We're gonna fall a little bit. A long time ago, but really only took it seriously in maybe like 2015 when I won this music program along with another artist called Liv Cartledge, who's still one of my best friends today. We both won this prize package with the Telstra Road to Discovery. And so, yeah, right up until then, I was just playing cover gigs, you know, like your Pat Benatar, Bon Jovi covers with the band.
What Bon Jovi did you used to rock?
Living on a Prayer, of course.
Yeah, living on a prayer. Yeah, great, great.
How I did get vocal notes from singing that song, honestly.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so that was where I thought my peak would be, and then yeah, I won this program thing, and there were these people that I'd respected in the industry for a long time, not only knowing who I was and what music I was playing, but believing in that music. So that was a real turning point for maybe I should give this a red hot go. Yeah, and so since then, I've just been trying to soak up as many different bands as I can and really hone in on what my sound is. And I think the last couple of songs I've released have been, yeah, I'm really proud of those last two songs, which is a first for me. Yeah, and so since I've released those two songs, I've got an album coming out sometime in the near future. Obviously, with the news of that we've had recently, it's taken a shift into what the immediate future looks like, but that's the same for everyone. So I'm just trying to stay focused on delivering the music the best way I can. So me and my partner James actually produce and mix everything together. I prefer not to be there for too much of the mixing because it gets a bit much. But I've really, as I said, I'm really proud of what we're doing at the moment. So
That's cool. And you recently released a song, Heavy Feeling?
Yes. Yeah.
And is that indicative of the forthcoming album, or is that separate?
Yeah. It's pretty indicative of the forthcoming album. So that song and the one previous to that, which was Habit and Lately,
Yeah.
it will be on the album.
Oh, well, I love that one. I love the harmony in, not just vocal harmony, but the actual musical arrangement in, I can't remember, I confused the two, but the one that's got the one that I posted for this show.
Yeah. Yeah, with my band. Oh my goodness, my band are the best. I didn't include in me chatting about who Merpire was. They very much make up who Merpire is. So sorry.
Well,
band.
I mean, your bio says that you're the nom de guerre, so you know.
Wow.
How did you? I mean, I'm just curious. Musically, how did that chorus hook come about? Because the chord change or the chord progression is not your sort of standard thing. You've got the guitars ascending up the diatonic scale, and then you've got the bass descending. and it creates this really nice. I mean, this is again, here's me getting nerdy, boy, but it creates
Yeah.
this really lush kind of ethereal, visceral. I don't know. Like I really like it because it's different and it stood out to me.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I like that you like it that much. Well, yeah, basically, I came with the chords and the lyrics and the melody to James, and he wrote that hook, that bass line over it. Down, 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 down.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
there a guitar? Is there other guitars in like an open tuning or a dropped tuning or something going on?
yeah. There's an acoustic as well in open D, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really
yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Yeah, if that's going to be on the album as well, then I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, James is a genius at not only layering, but finding what textures might be missing within a song, and he leaves like little um, Easter eggs in a song for you to find out. You know, time and time again of listening, you pick up little things every time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's what makes a great song. I think is something you
yeah,
can keep
yeah,
coming back to, like a movie you watch another time and you're just like, wait a minute, I didn't remember that guy being there.
yeah, exactly, and just little challenges. Yeah, I love a song that can challenge the the I've lost my words when you know something's coming.
Your expectations,
Yes, or you
delayed
know
gratification.
you're probably going to go to an A next, and then they don't.
Yeah,
Un unpredictability.
yes. I think in music, in music theory, we would call that the what is it? The differential something between plagal and perfect cadencing. But who wants to talk about that?
Let's talk about that.
Um, let's go back though, because I want to know about a young Merpire or a young Rhiannon before Merpire.
Mhm.
Because I read that you didn't necessarily grow up in a musical family, and I didn't either necessarily. Like no one really plays anything. I just kind of found it, and it was my little thing that I did. So was music always the thing that you were going to do, or it was just something you sort of did, and then in 2015 you had that little leg up? Like, give me the history of that.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely something I've always done. In fact, my mum came. I'm from Sydney originally. My mum came down to visit me a few weeks ago. Thankfully, not more recently, and she brought with her a video of my second birthday, and this is the only video we have of me and my brother. And there's a bit we're at my grandma's house, and so I can't really talk yet. A little bit can say dress and pants, and no, and
I
and
still
there's
struggle with dress.
and there's a bit where I'm sitting on this little, remember those little plastic motorbikes, little kids' motorbikes, with like really puffed up wheels, and then just a piece of plastic,
Yeah, yeah,
basically the
yeah.
shape of motorbike. I'm sitting on this motorbike, and I'm going, I said a car, a car, and I think that's probably the first song I ever wrote.
Yeah,
And I was,
wow.
and maybe I was taking off the Wiggles or something. I'm not sure, but
Um, I
yeah,
don't want to
whatever.
make I don't want to make
Sorry.
this show about me, but as you talked about motorbikes, it just made me think of this. There we go. There's old Brendo on his first motorbike.
You look at him go. Red means
Uh-oh.
fast. So
Oh boy, I've done it now. I can't get rid of that.
up so quickly. I'm really impressed.
Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, hang on. Let me just get rid of that. Figure out how to get rid of it. There we go. It came up so quickly because I was just going through old photo albums the other day, and I was just looking for funny photos of me as a young boy before the weight of the world crushed my gentle spirit. You know?
Yeah. I wonder if that's what a few people are doing at the moment, getting a bit nostalgic and
Maybe. Yeah. I was looking for old photos of me playing music, so that story just made me think of it. But
yeah.
I mean, speaking of playing music, how about we, if you want to, how about we
Yeah,
jump into a song and let everyone know, as I always say, the best way to hear what someone, what they're all about is to just hear a song.
it's true. Okay. Let's go over here. This I'm just going to show you something real quick. This was
Yeah.
my bedroom until 2 days ago. So there's myself and my housemates. We're six of us, and we're stuck in the house together, which is great because we're all best friends. But within a day, one of the housemates is actually staying with her parents, and so me and my partner have moved into her room and turned our room into a lounge room. So we took all the furniture from upstairs, and we now have a lounge room in my bedroom. And I
Nice.
actually forgot yesterday and came home after the shops and was like, "Whoa, that's not my room anymore."
Um,
Crazy things
I
happen.
often find a lot of inner city, like inner North Melbourne houses are always lacking a lounge room.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Well,
reckon, like, especially in share houses, there's like always this awkward small space, and you're like, yeah,
exactly. That's what we have, an awkward small space. Just gonna
yeah.
put some more lights. Bring a bit of
Leonie
truth.
Melb says, Merpire, you absolute icon. So there you go.
Oh, Leonie. I've seen her all like a couple of weekends over on Isolade, which I guess we'll talk about later.
Yo, you
Um,
bet you bet we will.
you betcha
Yeah,
that butt.
I couldn't think of anything funny. Hey, Matthew Collin, everyone's in the house. You've got too many
Yeah,
friends, mate. I tell you what,
I think I do have too many friends in the house.
I've got
But
three.
you got three housemates?
No, no, no. I live by myself, but I have three friends. That's all.
Well, you can that's I think that's better. Then you give more attention to a smaller group, which is
Yeah.
often
Well,
better.
sorry, sorry. I should say I've got four now, including you.
Yes. I'm Brendan's friend. Great. This makes me happy.
People
Um,
call it their friendin'.
they're Brendan. That's good.
Okay, sorry. I'll stop. Please,
No,
please,
you're fine. You're fine.
play.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Can you hear this?
Yeah,
Yeah? Okay.
yeah.
What was I gonna play? I mean, maybe I was thinking I could play a song that I wrote for people that don't listen at gigs,
Yes,
which I've never
yes.
done. But I just kind of had to get it out after this one gig. So I can play that if you like.
I would like.
You would like, okay? Because I don't miss those gigs, but it did make me think. You know, I would play that gig even with people talking now that there's no gigs. I'd even play those gigs.
Well, the funny thing is about streaming these gigs is that it allows people the freedom to talk while you play without disrupting them too much.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. I'm just gonna remember how to play it. Okay, here we go. Why did you come if you don't wanna listen? Paying for shots like you're sure you're gonna kiss him. I'm not making margarita music. So if I hear another one being shaken, so out of time with the world I'm creating. Oh, well, I'm afraid I might just lose it. Are you afraid? I don't wanna be your background noise, just another bad for you with the voice. It's your shout, no, it's your shout. I'll give you something to shout about. She bought a ticket to bitch in the front row. He can't decide between Capsule and Merlot. Oh, you're making like you're invisible. Here's an idea, do you wanna swap places? Maybe you like seeing backs over faces. Oh, just stare at them until they notice. But will they notice you? I don't wanna be your background noise, just another baby with the voice. It's your shout, no, it's your shout. I'll give you something. It's your shout, no, it's your shout. I'll give you something. It's your shout, no, it's your shout. I'll give you something to shout about. And that's a song for this. Thanks, hire crowd.
Getting some lovely comments coming through for you there, Merpire. Lots of love. I just wanted to say thanks for Stive for doing sound, and thanks for Matthew Collin for doing monitors.
Thank you, guys.
It's as Stive was saying, he had to run between stages from Isolate to here to do this. So good work, Stive.
I really don't know how he does it.
Yeah. And I mean, what a beautiful segue into Isolate. If you would,
Sorry.
If you would care to tell the people about Isolate. I think Alex the astronaut is on right now, isn't she?
Yes, she is. So
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if you went over there and watched that, but no.
Yeah.
I spoke about it a little last week, but I think just it was such a huge success, and I don't know if that was expected or not, but obviously, the people wanted more and are happy to get more.
Yeah. It happened very quickly. I feel like myself and Shannon have sorry, I just need a cushion on my chair. All over the bloody shop. We've learned a lot in a really short time. Like this idea literally popped into my head last Tuesday, or like a week ago on a Tuesday, and I rang Em and said, do you reckon between us we could book maybe like 30 artists on a Saturday, and just on Instagram and just make them go back to back and tag team each other? And we discovered really quickly with a little Duvalaki called a spreadsheet that we could in fact think of over 100 artists between us. Em is one of the best bookers of music in Melbourne, if not Australia. She knows lots of people. A lot of people love her and respect what she's doing. So yeah, it happened really quick. And then all of a sudden we booked Sunday as well, and we asked Shannon to come on board, who manages a band called Columbus, and she had another network of people that we contacted. And then it was really, really, really crazy. It was like a scene in a movie where within I think it was like an hour or two of having this Facebook event live, and all the bands that had co-hosted, so there were thousands of people seeing the event in a couple of hours, and then all of a sudden my phone started ringing a lot, and I don't usually pick up numbers I don't know because I get scared that it's going to be a question that I don't know the answer to, which is silly because they're calling me, but that's where my head usually goes to. So I didn't pick up any of these calls, and then I listened to the voicemail back, and it was like, hello, this is blah blah from SBS World News. Hello, this is blah blah from The Project. Hello, this is Channel 9 News. And I was like, whoa, this is happening. Okay. So we've just been replying to all the media and stuff over the last week, and trying to stick to what the whole idea of Isolate is, which was to obviously bring artists together with their audiences, and to share audiences across different different artists, and as well not focus on like a hierarchy of artists. Obviously there were some big names that played last weekend that are playing this weekend, but we wanted to slot them in between smaller artists so they could, you know, shout out a smaller artist and just share what music really means, you know, building a community and making people happy. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing our best to tick all those boxes.
Well, I mean, it was an incredible. It was an incredible achievement to get it together so quickly, but also just to see the success that it had. And also, like when I saw it, I was kind of like, oh, you know, like at a normal music festival, for example, and you see that amount of artists, and you just go, oh boy, that stage manager is just their head is going to blow off. You know, and I thought, oh, people will play over time, and there'll be connection issues, but the whole thing ran so seamlessly.
Yeah.
And also, it was also, I mean, maybe this might get us into talking a bit about your transition from Sydney to Melbourne, but for me, watching it, it just felt like one big party of all my friends. There was just literally everyone I knew was watching it and commenting and being really supportive. So it was just such a lovely thing to kind of tune into throughout the day and just keep checking in on. And obviously Stive was on pretty much every single one, commenting his, you know, his funny comments and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so beautiful. I think I loved especially watching new people in the audience meet and see each other on different sets. You know, this morning, Alicia Joy opened up, and everyone was saying good morning to each other and saying, like Leonie, for instance, who I'm not sure if she's still here, but she's the one that commented earlier. I've seen her at every set, I think, and this morning she wrote on Alicia Joy's comments, oh, I'm making everyone coffee. Oh, and same with Memly. Mem has also been at every set. She just popped in. There she is. Yeah, I think Mem made banana bread for people. Leonie. Yeah, so there's just lots of really awesome connections. But I think the biggest takeaway of whether I think it's been successful for me is getting messages from those people who haven't been to a live show in years, let alone a festival, because in some way they're compromised, whether it's physically or mentally or spatially, they can't get to the gig, and that's been so heartwarming to know that this could be a shift in music performance in the future, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a really, really cool. I think it's opening up all kinds of avenues for artists to not only share their music, but to connect with their audiences. So it's a really, really lovely thing to see. Somebody commented just before that Isolated was just on the news as we speak. So there you go.
Great.
The other thing I found really interesting about it, and I don't know if you have an opinion on this, is that as I was tuning into it, I'm seeing a lot of my friends, you know, like a lot of performers, like because I'm a real big shot. You know, and I'm friends with a lot of the performers, and I'm tuning in and I'm seeing them sort of, you know, and they're like, oh, I'm really nervous, and I'm like, I've seen you play at the Forum to a sold-out crowd and crushed it and not been nervous. And I think the interesting thing is that because the musicians are sort of, you know, they're in their homes, they're playing with just themselves to a phone, or it's kind of, it removes somewhat of the artifice of performance, and in some ways it kind of creates a bit of a realer experience. There was an intimacy, I think, that was happening and that was making a lot of people nervous when they were performing because they're not used to it. But it was very interesting to see the dynamic between, you know, these people that are just crushing it on stages and owning it, and sort of getting in front of their phones and being like, oh, I'm really nervous, you know?
Yeah, and it's nice to see, as much as being nervous doesn't feel great all the time, it was definitely nice to see the vulnerability and also see the after effects of feeling nervous in a different way. And I think 90% of artists who messaged me after their set of being really nervous, said that was the most vulnerable I've felt in a while, but I feel so great after that because of it.
Yeah.
it's I think it's the real time thing as well of seeing people commenting on what you're doing in that second, which is really nerve-wracking. Um, but
Yeah.
again, I haven't seen one negative message the
Yeah,
whole time.
it's all been so lovely.
Yeah,
It's a bit like Meredith Music Festival. There's just a zero dickhead policy. You know,
yeah, yeah,
it's it's been really lovely. But I know
yeah,
what you mean about the real time thing. Like a lot of my friends are like, oh, you're just one comment away from ruining your career. So you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you can, say something silly and I
yeah,
don't know.
true. I
There's
know
I guess
exactly.
there's a bit of pressure in that sense, but everyone has been not only lovely in the comments, but also in the performances have been very accommodating and sharing of their space because it's
Yeah,
it's quite intimate broadcasting from your house or your
mhm,
living room or your bedroom or whatever. So um,
yeah,
it's been a really really lovely thing. I wanted to also talk about while we're in the same vein. A thing called. Oh, and by the way, anyone watching, Isolate, it's happening right now. And I know most broadcasters would, deter you from tuning out, but hey, I don't care. You can go over. I think Alex the astronaut is playing right now. So if you just go to her thing, click her thing, she'll be performing. And then in 20 minutes' time, there'll be another one. And it'll just ping pong like that for the rest of the night. So please check it out. There's some amazing performers tonight, of which I don't remember, but I'm sure you will be able to tell people.
yes. Well, after this, I think at 8 o'clock is Marlon Williams, and
Marlon
then
Williams walking down the street. Yeah.
exactly. We've got who else? We've got Camp Cope, Courtney Barnett, um, my housemate, who I believe is a good friend of yours, Brendan, Nick Mack, is going to be DJing in this very room at 11:40 tonight.
He is a good mate. I love that man. For
Yeah.
any Teskey brethren, Nick has done a lot of work with us, a lot of photography. He's responsible for a lot of the beautiful shots in our albums and all of that stuff. So, thumbs up to Nick. Whoop, we had a little. We lost you there, Merpire. Hello,
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. That's
Oh,
all.
phew.
That's all
Sorry.
good.
It's because
Yeah, we
isolating up all the good internet. That's why.
I think it is, yeah. No, you know what it is? We're facing another pandemic at the moment, which is just every single person going on Instagram Live at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is too.
yeah. Well, I need a little internet for me out here in Warrandyte. Um, Now, where were we? We were moving from Isolate to small time music, which is another thing that you're involved
Yes.
in. Small time
Yes.
TV, sorry, small time TV.
Yeah, well, small time as well. Small time TV is a small part of it, so to speak. So it's a new venue in Melbourne. It's made up of three things. So it's small time TV downstairs, which is connected to a pizza bar. So when you walk in, you can order a pizza and a beer or a wine, and then go through this archway next door and watch a KEXP style live performance and interview through a glass window, floor to ceiling glass window. And so you're looking into the live room of an artist with a host, um, being interviewed and performing with the questions aimed at kind of providing knowledge for early stage artists who might be looking to further their career. And then upstairs there's a outdoor patio that you can continue to have drinks and pizza on, and also a full recording studio where the control room for the live room downstairs also sits. And the guys in the control room send the live performance to YouTube and Facebook live, live, and then and then you can watch it back later. We put the videos back on there. So that's where me and Em, who book Isolate, met, because we both started booking artists there together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the sad thing is it was only open 3 weeks, and then it obviously had to close for the virus. But we're already planning the reopening, and putting up the videos that we did get to have with some artists over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Some
Well, I
pretty amazing
saw.
ones. Like Ruby Gill, who you interviewed not long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one. It was great. And Zoe
Yeah.
Fox was on a couple of weeks ago as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, I think Zoe Fox, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like Zoe Fox may have won Isolate last week.
Yes. With the pickle. Oh,
Yeah.
and the dancing. Yeah. She was so entertaining. So
What were
good.
some of your highlights from last week's broadcast on Isolate?
Definitely Ruby Gill. I loved, yeah, she was on the tractor.
Yeah.
Um, oh, it's kind of all rolling into one now because there's been so many artists. I loved Fields at the beginning of Saturday when he was playing the Casio with his feet. That was
Very, very
gross.
good.
Oh, there were so many highlights. I can't think of.
And also,
Um,
we have
sorry.
a connection through Fields played with us in Sydney, I think, at some point.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was told.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the room in a minute. Actually, Fields is also my partner and band mate and producer. So, if we were gonna play another song, he was gonna come in and play with me.
Well, I certainly hope you will play another song. I was just about to
I
ask
hope
you
I-
to. But yeah, we did a gig together in Sydney in the Oxford
Yeah.
Arts Factory a couple of years ago. So it's just
Yeah,
such a small world.
so small. That would have been a
Yeah.
fun gig.
Um, to be honest, I can't remember, but I'm sure it was.
Yeah, you've played a lot since then. Definitely.
Oh, I've done at least two. So yeah.
200. Yeah.
But yeah, would you mind gracing us with another beautiful song?
I'd love to. I'm gonna go get James and
Yeah, do
probably
it.
show the rest of my housemates. I think Nick and Lonnie are cooking our
Yeah.
dinner. We're doing that communal thing where we all have to cook a meal every night.
Yeah.
I can see a Lonnie. I
Yeah.
can see a James.
Hey! Whoa! We're breaking through the fourth wall here, man. Please turn your TV sets down at home, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you want to come play a song with me, James?
Yeah.
Bye, Nick. Bye, Lon.
After you.
For anyone watching, Lonnie Thompson is also an amazing musician. Check her out.
Yeah, she played last week. Last week on Isolate.
I think if Isolate and the Not So Late Show are teaching anybody anything, it's that every musician in Melbourne lives with every other musician in Melbourne.
You could be right there. Definitely could be
Yeah.
right. I'm just gonna move it over a touch so we get more
How good's this
James
lounge
Here
room?
we go. Hi, James.
Hey, Matt. What are we playing?
Well, this fine gentleman Brendan was talking about lately earlier and how he loves.
Oh. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I gotta get this guy.
Oh man. I am nothing without you. I have nowhere to be. My brother forgets it ended, and that's enough for me. How do you do it, baby? How do you just go on? Have you been crying lately? 'Cause I have enough for both of us. this radio routine, yeah. It would choke me in the morning, but I was still trying to sleep. How do you do it, baby? How do you just go on? Have you been crying lately? 'Cause I have been for everyone. Ooh,
Wow, that was awesome.
Thanks.
Beautiful
Yeah.
harmony.
Nice jam.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Well, you know, we've officially jammed. I mean, the bass wasn't that loud, but I blame Stive.
I looked up and you had a bass, and then I looked up again and there was no bass.
Yeah, well, I tried. The DI wasn't working. Stive was busy at Isolate.
Stive. He's gone back over for the next act, I think.
Yeah.
He's gone back
Left
over
us
for Marvin Williams. We probably should start wrapping things up though, because I'd like to encourage people to go and check out some Isolate stuff. Before we do, so that song was called Lately, wasn't it?
Correct.
And that is available. You can go get that right now on iTunes, Spotify, stream it. Get involved, people. Help out your fellow Aussie artists. Because if you like what you heard, you can go hear the actual recording of it, which has all of those dense, rich harmonies and the way the bass thing comes in and goes against the chord that's ascending up the diatonic scale. Mwah!
James wrote that bit. So good.
The team.
Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah, Steve said he had to go sound check for Marlon. Before we go, normally I just play a quick little game, which I like to call.
Ooh.
If you only knew the things I'd ask you, a segment of my show, something.
If you only knew. It's called If You Only Knew.
I wouldn't have guessed. Thank you.
Careful, the sarcasm radar's peaking.
Crap. Okay, sorry.
All right, childhood celebrity crush.
What?
Grab the phone.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to be in this.
Sorry, James doesn't want to listen to my answer for this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Childhood celebrity crush. I had had a thing. What was it? Childhood? I guess it's childhood. How old
When
am I?
you were a child, not when they were.
Okay, childhood. No one's gonna know them, but I went and saw Peter Pan in theatre, and I really liked Peter Pan, and I looked at the pamphlet of Peter Pan. I put it next to my bed for a long time and just looked at him on the cover. But for people that want me to pick a celebrity, because that's the question that you actually asked me, I would say probably Leonardo DiCaprio, anyone in band 5. Yeah.
What was their big hit? 5 will make you get down
Baby,
tonight.
Go out.
Go
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Okay, great. Biggest risk you've ever taken?
Ooh, biggest risk I've ever taken. James just muttered under his breath, going live with you. So cheeky. Biggest risk. Probably moving to Melbourne. That was like a whole life shift, but it was the best thing I ever did. for my
Yeah.
personal music situation.
I wish we had more time because I'd love to talk about the whole Sydney-Melbourne thing, but I want to wrap up before Marlin. So,
Yes.
something you wish you were better at.
Guitar and
Oh, stop it.
no, I do. I also wish I was better at taking more risks, maybe, because I can be very conservative sometimes.
What song do you
Conservatism
sing in the shower?
sometimes. Oh, I usually get my friend's songs stuck in my head. Like Lonnie, who's in the kitchen, I often get her songs stuck in my head. She gets earworms very much stuck in your head.
Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
singing Ruby's song, I'm Gonna Die with a Frown on My Face, a lot lately.
Oh, Ben.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that's what it's called. That might be the working title, but either way, it's a great song. Characteristic you value the most in others?
oh. I think selflessness, maybe. Being kind to others and just being genuine about that. Yeah.
Very important during these times.
Yes.
What do you value most in yourself?
Huh. That's always the harder one to answer, isn't it?
That's
I
why I
think I'm
pepper
pretty.
it in after the first one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Um, I think I think I think honesty or just trying to make whoever's around me feel comfortable and loved. I guess that kind of goes hand in hand with the other thing.
Yeah.
Other people.
Well, I'm certainly
Yeah.
comfortable and feeling somewhat loved, so well done.
Okay, great.
Do you have a favorite joke?
A favorite joke. I heard one the other day that I really liked. What was on the kids? We Steve who owns Small Time. His kids told us some jokes. Oh yeah, the one falling out of the tree. Okay.
Oh.
So why did a koala fall out of the tree?
Why?
Because it was dead. But why did the next koala fall out of the tree?
I don't know. Tell me.
Because it thought it was a game and it wanted to join in.
No, I think you missed a couple of
And
koalas.
then why did the next koala fall out of the tree?
I don't know.
Because it fell. It landed on the one on the way down.
I feel like
I
I feel like the 8-year-olds told this joke.
Damn it! Okay, let's just start
Good one, Brendan.
again. So sorry.
Moving
Sorry,
on.
koala.
We got 4 minutes. Moving on. What makes you angry?
What makes me angry?
Yeah.
People who are inconsiderate and selfish.
Yeah. People who buy too much toilet rolls.
Yes, very much.
All right. And last one, something you used to hold to be true, but have changed your mind on or had it changed by someone.
Okay. Yes. You know when you're looking at that flower, the bird of paradise?
Yeah.
I really wish I had a visual representation right now. I don't. But I always thought the part that comes out, so there's like this orange part, which is this, and then there's the green bits on the top, which I thought was like some fancy hair thing. I thought that bit poking out of the flower was the beak, but it's actually the tail of the bird, and the beak is in the stalk of the flower. No one can see that, but if just look it up and you'll see what I mean. It's the opposite of what you think.
That's a good
And that was
You only knew the things I'd ask you. A
That was
segment
the most
on my
terrible
show.
something,
thing.
something, something. If you only knew. We'll just do a quick weather update as well.
Is that way?
Yeah, there was a little bit earlier.
There was the rain.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me. You've brightened up my evening, honestly. I was a little bit stressy before, but now I feel really good. So thanks.
Well, you've brightened up ours, so thank you so much for joining us and sharing the music, and thank you so much for helping curate such an amazing festival, which everyone should go watch now. Go tune into Marlon
Get out.
Williams's Instagram. watch him play a free set.
Yeah.
Marlon Williams.
Might be the first and last time.
Marlon Williams walking down the street. I can't not do that every time I hear his name now.
Doing now on, I think.
Yeah, everyone do it. It's good. It's good gear. All right.
That's
Thank
really-
you very, very much.
Thank you, Brett. Take this. It's been fun. Oh, my
Yes.
cousin's on here. Too late, cousin. You're too late.
Hello, cousin. All right, I just need to get my closing music ready.
Bye, Emily.
And thanks again for watching the Not So Late Show. Tune in next week. We may have, I don't know who we've got next week, but I'll let you know. Thanks again, everyone.
That's life.
Bye.
That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April.